Hey.
I'm printing a fresh copy
Okay,
after each of the care plan meetings. But now that the CNAs have access online to the care plans, we can do away with all but the baseline care plans that come in the admission packets. All licensed staff needs to become familiar with how to do our care plans online, how to use the care plan library, and how to add or remove goals and interventions. We also have the Cardex section functioning in conjunction with the care plans. And the Cardex pretty much matches the CNA assignment sheet. There's a little trick to adding a K to an intervention that makes it flow right into the Cardex. And Debbie has gone ahead and set up all these interventions with little Ks beside them. So when you choose an intervention in a care plan, if it has a K beside it, it's going to flow right into the Cardex. Important things like how many it takes to transfer somebody has a little K beside it. And I'm going to show you a little bit about the care plan library that we have. Debbie here. Magnifying glasses here. Okay, go into care plans, and when you go into new focus, there are 3 different libraries in there. There's a PCC health maintenance library. And choose that one. Go away.
So anytime there's an incident, are we supposed to do it this way and not use the binders anymore?
That's what we're hoping for in January.
Okay.
That you can learn how to go into the care plan and add an intervention or subtract an intervention.
So we don't have to do it until February, in January, or do you want to start now?
Well, if you start now and get comfortable with it, then, but we're coming along behind you. No worries, because we're looking at all the new orders every morning and going in and changing the care plan ourselves, the electronic one. So, but if you learn how now, it's going to make it a lot simpler down the road. So, yes, there are 3 libraries. There's this one that has, it breaks things down by their, I keep reaching for a mouse. Breaks things down by body functions. Then there's a library called the RAP-CAW Functional Library that breaks things down by what triggered. When you do the MDS, you might have triggered for mood because there were a lot of mood responses, or for nutrition because of low weight. And then finally, there's the care plan library that we use the most. Give me a mouse. The Shook-Home Library. And the interventions in the Shook-Home Library pretty much match all those blank ones that we have in those books, the blank care plan books, although Debbie has gone in and added a bunch of new care plans.
So what if they had a fall? How would we put the fall?
Everybody has a fall care plan in place. Let me guide you to Betty's fall care plan.
Oh, she definitely has one.
The care plans are listed in alphabetical order, and the falls care plan is often on the final page because it starts out risk for falls related to weakness. And here it says here, bed height adjusted, eye care and services. I stick that in there because she didn't trigger for vision, just to make sure, since vision is important to falling. Say you're changing her from may be unsupervised in the bathroom to may be supervised. You would want to go to edit, and instead of canceling may be unsupervised, don't ever cancel anything, because that looks like you never had that intervention ever at all. You want to resolve the intervention. That makes it stay in the system, and it shows anybody what day you resolved this intervention, and then you can enter a new one. So I can undo this, but I'll show you. We'll resolve it, and then come down here to the bottom and hit save. Now, if I want to put it back again because Now she's unsupervised again, I go to resolved or canceled, and there it is, it showed back up on, well, right. Made so many more care plans. Put all the resolved things in, but you can see in there all the resolved things that are in Betty's care plan. Going on and off therapies, they keep making us new problems, but they could just resolve their old one and bring it back. There. Oh no, I can't even find where it is. I wanted to show you about the Cardex too. I can't find it, but like I said, because I don't have a mouse, I can't navigate. Anyhow, I wanted to show you Cardex. Fix this one.
You had a mouse? Where's Josh?
Okay,
Say
so,
that again?
Wasn't there a mouse with that computer?
Yeah, up on the.
It's on the,
Your mouse is
Podium.
up on the thing.
is it plugged in?
Yeah, it
Wire?
is. You might have to put it on a piece of paper though.
Ah, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Still isn't the best system.
I know, I can't use my finger either.
Okay.
And I have to have a mouse.
Yeah, I want to show you something with a K beside it here.
There's one.
Yeah, there was one there. Okay, in altered self-care. It says Betty is independent with eating after tray setup. And when that intervention was added, there's a little box that says Cardex, and if you check that box, a K appears, and it automatically enters it into the resident's Cardex, which is located, and it's over here. And if you have a look at all the different categories here, code status is here, safety, bathing, eating and nutrition. Here's the K that we were just looking at. Betty is independent with eating after tray setup. Like I said, we can start utilizing this Cardex in place of a CNA assignment sheet as well, because anything we want to put in this Cardex that's in their care plan, we can just mark a K beside it when we put the intervention in, and it flows right in.
Are you talking about giving that to the aides? Did you print that out? Or-
They can, or they'll be able to see it online, just like they'll be able to see the care plans online. All they have to do is click on Cardex when they're in point-click care.
Okay.
So, anybody have any specific questions about this care plan library?
Well, like she said, if just somebody falls, like we have to put in every time somebody falls, like on the care plan,
If you change the intervention,
that's it.
you can, yes.
Well, because right now, in our books, it's every time somebody falls, we put a date.
Yeah.
fall.
The date,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you can go into their fall care plan. Like I said, it's usually about the last one, when you go
Right.
through there may be 4 or 5 pages of care
So how
plans.
do you add on there that they fell that particular day? Or we don't add
The
that?
times, yeah, the
Because
times.
right now, we're adding it into the book, that on a certain day they had a fall and everything or whatever.
It'll say the date when you add the intervention.
But what if we don't add an intervention that day? It's just because she fell and we're just going to,
Right.
like I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't need to do interventions.
No, I mean, unless.
It's just
we-
basically
something like that.
documenting that it happened.
Yeah, we're just
It
basically
happened.
documenting that we had a fall, but most of the interventions that we use are still there, so we wouldn't actually add an intervention.
Right, well, you could just include that in your nurse's note, that that the person had a fall, and that you checked their care plan, and the intervention was already in place. So you wouldn't
Okay.
necessarily have to make a change in the care plan.
Okay, so we don't have to add on to the care plan if they had a fall that particular day.
Need to, unless there's some
Yeah.
regulation where
So
you have to
just
actually
think
write,
then how
because,
do
we write it as
I
a
mean,
book?
most of the
Okay,
country
that's
does not
different.
have written care plans. They have them online, and they have figured out a way to do everything online. Now I lost my access again.
What are you looking for?
The point-click care, it's gone again.
I don't know if they should do away with an assignment sheet either.
I don't either.
So-
That's something like quick on hand that they can use.
So when you're in your shift and you want to add something and you're not sure what to do, just give us a call. You know, we'll be glad to come up and walk you through the steps to add the intervention, but I really want everyone to become comfortable with it. That's why I wanted to talk about it now. We don't have to start until after the new year. And then we can take all the old care plans out. We'll still leave the baseline care plans in there until the person has a care plan online. And
Okay, well,
the
what
sign-in sheets and that sort of thing that we use. But yep, if you're not comfortable with adding something or not sure where to add it, just give us a call.
Okay, so what we're confused about is like every time, like if somebody has a fall or somebody has a skin tear or something, we have to add that onto the care plan the day they have a skin tear. And then like if whatever treatment we're doing, which I understand where we're putting in our intervention, but where are we putting in that they actually had a skin tear?
There's a altered skin
Right,
care
right,
plan that you can add
right,
an intervention, do a derm,
right. But
Whatever it
what
is.
I'm asking is,
Mary, if you have to
Don't
go
review.
into the care plan, you'll see where you can click to add.
that they actually had a skin tear?
Yeah.
Okay. She was
Once you
showing
get
me
into
that.
it, you'll see it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard to
That's,
visualize.
yeah, that's what we were trying to.
playing with it a while.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yes, we have to look and see how many holes they
Right,
have.
exactly, how many falls.
Yeah.
How do you know?
That's what we were trying
Because
to
you can go in,
ask.
you can add the skin tear, and then you can go in later and resolve it once it's healed.
Right, that's what we're
Yep.
doing.
The key word there is resolve.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to hit cancel because you may want to use that intervention again.
Okay, right, and then we can go back and, so if we use that intervention, we just go back into where you were going back into, put it back. Can you see who messes with the kids?
Because you put it in, yeah, you're logged in.
Yeah, can you see who messes with the kids?
Yes, it tells me exactly who's doing it.
I said, Gina, what are you gonna leave my name for?
Come and see it. What did you do here?
Gina got underneath my name somehow.
Yeah. You're already logged in.
Then we have to start investigating HIPAA breach.
Here's paperwork, people.
Oh, shoot. Nice.
Okay, that's all I had for today.
That's
So
it.
like I said,
Okay,
just
thank
get
you.
comfortable with it. I'm trying to download this point-click code.